Based on Crackles with Rob's website, now you can do IELTS online tests easier, especially reading and writing. With Reading Test, you can use Highlight tool to highlight important words, phrases, sentences, or unhighlight text by selecting such words, then right-clicking. For the Writing Test, you can use the tool Word Count when writing. With our sample answer, many idioms and collocations for each topic are provided.
Task 2 for the General Training and Academic IELTS Exam requires you to write an essay. So in this lesson, we're just going to look at the basic structure of your Task 2 essay to help you think about how you should organize your ideas for that portion of the exam. An important concept for essay organization is the idea of a paragraph. In its most basic way, a paragraph is something that is organized visually in an essay. In one method, by indenting. That's where every time you start a new paragraph, you put the first line just a few spaces over from the rest of the lines in the paragraph. That tells the reader that you're starting a new idea, okay, that a new paragraph is beginning. You can also do a block method. That's where you don't indent the first line, but you do leave a space between your paragraphs. One line is enough, so on your official paper, your test paper, you can just leave one line blank in between paragraphs, and that will tell the reader you're starting a new paragraph. Okay? You should choose one method or the other. Don't switch back and forth, and you don't need to do both of them. So on your IELTS essay, you need to choose which way you're going to show you're starting new paragraphs. Okay, but a paragraph for your Task 2 essay is going to be about 2 to 5 sentences long. In other writing you'll do for college or for work or any other place really, you could have paragraphs that are much longer than 5 sentences. But for your IELTS essay, 2 to 5 sentences is good for each paragraph because of the time. You don't have enough time to write really long paragraphs for your essay. And a paragraph needs to be organized around a clear topic or thought. So each paragraph you write will have its own main idea, one big idea, that holds all of the rest of the sentences together. So each paragraph has its own main idea or basic concept. They are absolutely necessary for your Task 2 essay. You really may not just start from the top and go all the way through without organizing your ideas into paragraphs. You will not do well on your Task 2 essay if that's how you organize things. Your thoughts need to be separated and very clearly presented, and the best way to do that is to organize your thoughts into paragraphs. So what kind of paragraphs do you need for your Task 2 essay? Well, right now, let's just take a basic look at the general structure of the whole essay, and then we will have lessons on each one of these types of paragraphs in the writing section here. So let's just do a basic overview now. The first really important type of paragraph you need in every Task 2 essay is your introduction. Your introduction is the place where you're going to give your main idea for the whole essay. Then you're going to support that main idea, and this is where we get the really interesting stuff. This is where you get to explain yourself, right? So if your intro is the place for your opinion, then your next paragraph is going to be organized around a reason, all right? A main reason why you have this opinion. And then in that paragraph, what you will do is you will talk about that reason, and you will provide examples to show what you mean and more detail to clarify your idea. So the intro gives your opinion, and then the first body paragraph gives the main reason you hold that opinion and details to support it. And then you will have definitely another body paragraph where you give a second reason or supporting sort of main idea. And if you have time, and I really mean only if you have time, then you could do a third body paragraph. On your IELTS Task 2, you only really need 2 body paragraphs if you write a lot of detail and really can support your main ideas in those paragraphs. It would be better to have 2 really good body paragraphs than 3 kind of good body paragraphs. Okay, so my advice to most people is to just focus on writing 2 good body paragraphs as support for your main idea. Then lastly, we have the conclusion. The conclusion is where you restate your main idea from the first paragraph, but you can't say it the same way. You have to restate it. You have to basically paraphrase your main idea, and you have to include something that you said from each of your body paragraphs. So you really, what you're doing is you're explaining why that idea is important, right? The importance of the main idea that you hold in your introduction. That's the conclusion. This isn't a perfect method for all writing, okay? This is really something I'm prescribing for your Task 2 essay. But again, it's not perfect. This isn't the best way to write everything in your life, right? For one thing, a 4 to 5 paragraph essay like this is really a very simple way of writing. There are many more interesting and beautiful ways to write things that you may be able to do in your courses that you take, or if you do creative writing or anything like that, right? This is really a simple way to write. It can be hard to think of a lot of good reasons to support your opinions in this method, okay? It takes practice to practice this method, okay? And this method can be boring, right? If you do write these 4 and 5 paragraph essays over and over and over, it does become boring over time. Okay, so why do we do them? Well, for Task 2 of the IELTS General Training and Academic Writing Papers, this form of writing has some really good and important strengths. Okay? First is it's really clear. You will be able to express your ideas in a very direct and clear way if you follow this format for Task 2. It's a very common way to organize writing, and it will be familiar to the person grading your essay, and so they will be able to follow your ideas very clearly. It also is a way of saving time, okay? So you don't have to read